Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so in today's video, I am going to be trying R.F. Kuang's or Rebecca F. Kuang's writing routine. Now, now I have just finished working on my short story collection. Oh, finished is a strong word. I just finished a round of editing on it, and while I'm between getting my edits back and having finished editing, I wanted to try to write this one project I had in mind, and I'm imagining that it's going to be sort of a novella, and I really want to draft it quickly. I really want to draft it like as fast as I can within like a month or two, because the idea for this novella came from the fact that one of the stories I was going to use in my collection just wasn't working in itself, and I didn't really have the time to salvage it like I would need to. But I decided that the story could probably work as a novella, and I wanted to give it a try. And since this is really just an experiment and I'm trying to keep my expectations low for it, I was like, I usually spend a lot of time just in my head about how good my story is, and that takes me a long time to draft and everything. But this time I just want to really try to draft fast, or really just try not to worry about, is this sentence as perfect as it can be as soon as I write it. I have never been the one to be like, I'm just going to write, the first draft is crap. That just has never been my mindset. It's always like, I need to write as best as I can the first time. So I'm really just going to try to get words on the page. Just keep going until I hit my goals for that day. So first, we should talk about who R.F. Kuang is. So R.F. Kuang is the writer of the Poppy Word trilogy, Babel, and Yellowface, and her newest book that is coming out soon is called Catabasis, or Catabasis as I've heard her pronounce it. And that book is actually coming out, I think, this Tuesday. So I'm planning in this video, while I'm trying to follow her routine, to be reading her book. But anyways, so R.F. Kuang has won the Locus Award, the Nebula, the Crawford, and the British Book Award. She has a master's in Chinese Studies from Cambridge and a master's in Contemporary Chinese Studies from Oxford. And she's currently getting her doctorate in East Asian Languages and Literatures from Yale. So now that we have just the broad general strokes of R.F. Kuang out the way, let's talk a little bit about her routine. I found a couple of interviews that I think are around from 2018, 2019. So I don't know if this is what she currently does, but around this time, this is what she was doing. So in an interview with Locus magazine in 2019, she wrote about how she started the Poppy War and the gap year between her sophomore and junior years of college. And during that time, she worked in Beijing for a year, and at the end of the day, she would get home and she didn't have like homework to do. So she thought that she wanted to use that time to build a new skill, or to learn something new, or produce something new that was just for her. And she happened to see an ad for a free trial of Scrivener, and she began drafting what would be the Poppy War. She said that she wanted to write just to see if she could do it. And so during that time, she was trying to hit a daily word count of 1,000 to 2,000 words a day. From an author spotlight with the Fantasy 5, R.F. Kuang talked about how she likes to draft in music, but when she's doing revisions, she prefers silence or the white noise of a coffee shop. She also talked about how she prefers to type because she makes a lot of changes to her material. So she doesn't write chronologically between chapters or even scenes, and she'll go back to piece all that together. And so she prefers to type, but she did find that when she's getting stuck, she finds it useful to handwrite a scene. She also talked about how she writes from a loose thematic structure, because writing from a scene by scene outline takes the spontaneity out of the writing for her. So with all that being said, what am I going to be doing in this video? So this video is going to be over the course of 5 days. I'm going to give myself 5 days of trying out this routine. I'm going to write in the evenings while listening to music. I'm going to try to hit a goal of 1,000 to 2,000 words while I'm drafting each day. And I've also downloaded Scrivener. I've never used Scrivener before, so I downloaded a free trial like R.F. Kuang did, and I'm going to be using that while I draft for this week. I'm also going to be typing, of course, since I'm using Scrivener, but I will handwrite if I get stuck on a scene, which is what I usually do anyways. So finally, I'm going to write from a loose structure. I'm going to start this tomorrow, which is Monday, August 25th. But today I'm going to spend a little time trying to see if I can make some kind of loose structure out of the old short story that I could probably use for drafting the novel or novella. And that is going to be basically what I do for this week. So come with me while I try to draft hopefully somewhere between 5 to 10,000 words this week. I've never done that. I think at most I write like 5 to 700 words a day, 1,000 if I'm lucky. But we're going to try this challenge and I'm going to give it as much commitment and passion as I can. So let's get started. Okay, I am back. It is the next day. It is around, let me see, 7 o'clock. I was planning to start this little challenge at 5 o'clock every day because our Kuang mentioned that she would get home around 5 o'clock and that's when she wanted to have something to do with her evening. So I was going to start at 5, but I got a little carried away reading this. This is Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. I'm currently reading this with my best friend. We have a little book club between us. So this is our current pick. And I didn't mean to read as much as I did today, but things started to pick up. You can see I'm almost at the end, but I realized that this book is blurred by R.F. Kuang, so I feel like I was doing the challenge, you know? She says this is the book she wished she'd written. So I feel like I'm not in the wrong. We're gonna get started now. I've already queued up some music. This is, you might notice that this, if you can even see this, that this picture, I look like the person in the picture. I didn't do it to be vain, but it is like a picture of me, but I just wanted to create like a photo for the playlist. And somehow I like that picture of me at the time. And whatever, we're moving on. This is the playlist I'm gonna be listening to. There's this singer that I like right now called Yana. She has a song called, what is it? Like It or Leave It and Like You Do, and I really love those songs. So I'm gonna be listening to this playlist while I work because a part of this is listening to music. So I'm gonna be doing that. And there's one more thing. Okay, so after I finish the story collection and these last couple of weeks while I've been trying to force my brain to think of something to start this book, I have drafted a couple pages of scenes maybe that could start the book, and I'm gonna use them. I'm gonna use them. I'm gonna count it as a part of today's words. You may think it's cheating. I don't think it's cheating because I said so. So I'm gonna type these up and this will be a part of today's first count. We're just easing in, okay? We're easing in today. I am not the type to easily pull things or to start from scratch. And so instead of just sitting here for maybe an hour just looking at the blank screen trying to come up with anything, I luckily have tried to start drafting this book already. So I'm gonna type up what I have and then I'm gonna go from there. And we'll be trying to hit 1,000 to 2,000 words tonight. So, like I mentioned in the clip from yesterday, I did download Scrivener. I've actually spent like yesterday and then the day before literally reading the tutorial for Scrivener. Boy, was that long. I came to the conclusion that most likely after this challenge, I probably won't be using Scrivener. It's just there's too much, and sometimes I like the simple life, you know. When I edit these videos, I edit it in iMovie. Like I I try to use, what is the one that everybody uses? Is it like pro something, whatever, the normal editing medium, whatever. I tried to use it. There was just too much on the screen. There's too many possibilities. And so I stuck with iMovie, and I'm probably going to stick with Word or Google Docs. But otherwise than that, I did read the whole tutorial of Scrivener for the most part. I didn't read the like tips and going further sections if you're familiar with the tutorial, but I read the basics. and I'm going to start. I know that Scrivener has like templates you can use, and I was going to try to use the one that they have for like writing a novel, but then I just started to become overwhelmed with all the possibilities. So it's like, forget it. I'm just going to open up a blank one and we'll just go from there. But yeah, so we're just going to go ahead and get started and hope for the best. Well, we hit 1,000 words. I don't know if any of these 1,000 words will stay. I don't even know what we're doing. I don't know. 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 No. The doubt. It has creeped in. It hasn't creeped in. It has called the SWAT team and forced its way into my skull. So day 1, done. 1,000 words written. I think I'll spend some of today outlining. So I don't know if I'm going to even be able to write anything today, but I'm going to still try to spend this time. And if we do get some writing done, that'll be great. But I'm going to try to spend this time really just thinking about writing. And so I'm just going to sit here and try to figure out this story some more, outline some more. I'm going to put on some music, of course, because that's a part of our little routine. I'm going to probably also look at some books to reference. I'm thinking of Bone Black by Bell Hooks. She writes in this vignette style, so all of the little chapters all of them are 3 pages long. And I like the idea of that, so I'm going to spend some time thinking about this book. This is a bit more. And then I might go grab a couple more books to look at them, think about the structure. Hopefully that'll inspire something to do with the outline. And we'll just take it from there. So let's get started for today. It is 8:09 p.m. So I'll be back and tell you how it's going shortly. Okay, it's a little later. It's 10:15. I took a brief break to help my mom with something, but otherwise than that, I've been mostly sitting here just outlining. I also picked up The House on Mango Street because it has sort of the vignette thing that I want to do, like I said. So I've just been sitting here reading it and getting an idea of like how Cicero started this book, sort of trying to get a sense of a structure. So I'm going to probably read some more chapters out of this, maybe read the whole thing in the next few days. I might, like I said, go back to Bone Black by Bell Hooks, because she also does a sort of vignette thing. So we have, a couple pages. Oh, Can you? Yeah, you get the idea. I'm trying to, I guess, if I'm thinking of this book in the terms of a vignette style, I think I'm gonna try to outline like 10 vignettes, and then I'll probably type all this up and see where we're at word count wise. I don't know if we'll hit like 1,000 words, and I don't know if the outline should count, but I'm gonna say it counts. I'm gonna say it counts as words written. Okay, y'all. I wanted so bad to get to at least 1,000 words, but it's not happening, babies. It's not happening today. I outlined a little bit more, and then I typed up the outline, and we're sitting at 562 words. Only made it halfway to today's goal, but I'm happy that I didn't give up. Because there was a part of me last night that was like, this is never gonna be anything. I should just give up. Tomorrow I might continue working on the outline. I think it's good for me. It's really helping me like see a path through the story. So that is good. That is good. I am even more positive that me and Scrivener were not meant to be together. It does things that I just don't enjoy. When I tab, it doesn't like tap over, it taps down, and I don't appreciate that. Why can't I do what I want to? So we're gonna come back tomorrow. We're gonna really try our best to hit 1,000 words. Okay, actually it's still the same night. I continue to write, but not on that project. I moved to a different project. I have this one story that I'm working on, and it's more of a romance, and it's more fun. It's a little bit more fun to be working on, and so I kind of was like still wanting to write, but I wanted to write easy, you know? And so I spent some time just writing for this little side project, and I managed to write, let me see, oh dang, hold on, 669 words. So that puts our total out over 1,000. Let me do a little quick add up. I think the other one was 562. So we're at 1,231 words for the day. I wish it was, you know, all in the same project, but it's fine. I'm still happy that I was able to hit the goal. I won't have to consider day 2 a failure now. So I'm really gonna go to bed this time and probably read a romance book and sleep. Hello. This is awful. Okay. So it's day 3, of course. It's about 8 or 9 o'clock. I tell myself to start at 5 every day, and I don't start at 5 because I'm the worst procrastinator I know. Anyways, I have this pain in my elbow, and it freaking hurts. So I don't know if that bodes well for this challenge, seeing as I have to typity type, but we move on. We're going to continue trying to get some work done tonight. I have on my little quarter zip because it's a little cold in the house right now. Like I said, we're in my bedroom. I keep mentioning that there's some books that I wanted to look at, reference. This is one of them. This is Icarus by Kay Ingram, and now I'm currently looking in this book. I think this actually might be middle grade. Yeah, this is middle grade. This is Before the Ever After by Jacqueline Woodson. This is told in sort of a technically vignette style, but it's actually what do you call it? What is the word? There's an official word. It's a piece of prose written in the form of poetry. I can't think of the word for it. What is it? Novel in verse. Yeah, I'm just sitting here looking through this right now, and then we're gonna go downstairs and try to get some writing done. I may or may not work mostly on just doing some more of the outlining, but I might try being the operative word, to write a vignette. We shall see. But first, let's read a little bit of this, and then we'll go ahead and go downstairs. Back downstairs. So where are we? Who are we? What is going on? I don't know. But I think I'm gonna outline for a good little second. I'm gonna outline on my iPad for a minute, and then I will try to write something. Y'all, listen, it's such a shame that YouTube copyright is the way it is, because I could have y'all listening to some jams right now, because I'm listening to some jams right now. I haven't really been outlining. I actually started to write a scene. I haven't written much, and it has been I have probably been sitting here for maybe an hour and a half. TikTok and Twitter distracted me. Anyways, but I've been listening to the jams while I've been sitting here. And I wish I could jam with y'all. But copyright, you know what I'm saying?
Later that day.
My mind isn't here. Like, I keep getting distracted. And maybe tomorrow I won't work in this room. Maybe I'll work in the back patio, or maybe I could go to the library. Don't hold me to that, because my ability to want to go to places is like nil. But maybe we'll see, because the thing is, the library closes I think at like 7 maybe, and I'm supposed to be doing this starting at 5 in the evening. That's part of the thing. But then again my ability to hit word counts is just awful. I mean, technically I've done it, but today I've pulled through the last 2 days. But today I don't think I can pull it out of me. I don't think I can pull it out of me. But I don't even want to say how much I've written. It's pathetic. But I actually feel better about today than I did yesterday. Yesterday, as I said, I was outlining yesterday, so I wasn't really getting much done on the actual writing of the story. But today, I was writing, part of the story. I only wrote 225 words so far today for this book. I'm both happy and sad about it. I'm happy that I'm starting to be able to visualize the story, how to put it together, and be able to start writing some of the vignettes. But I'm sad that I didn't hit 1,000 words. Okay, as promised, we are in a different location. We are outside on the back patio. Yes. I'm in a different zip up, quarter zip. Yes. I've acquired some snacks, some work snacks for myself, just an assortment there. I need to go get a bottle of water, because if you didn't know, the best thing to eat with sweets, the best drink to drink with sweets is water, cold water. It just elevates the taste. Sorry if you can hear the thumping in the background. Somebody in the neighborhood is just blasting their music. But we have got a package finally. This is our book. It is Thursday. The book came out on Tuesday. Again, Barnes & Noble, I ask you, why does your pre-ordering work like this? Okay, here is the book. Wow, it is beautiful. Look at that. This is a gorgeous book. It's heavy too. I wonder, we have like some special stuff. So we have that in the front. I like the all black. That's nice. That's really nice. It feels nice too. And look at the detail on this place. Wow, that's gorgeous. Okay, so this is the inside flap, Calabasas, or Catabasis. I always pronounce it differently. Ooh, already it looks like something that's gonna try to teach me something. What a thick, this is so heavy. It is so surprisingly heavy. Okay, well, we finished for the day. We're at 1,009 words. I'm good with I should leave my computer open because there's no light otherwise. I'm good with leaving it there. I don't want to aggravate my elbow too much because typing does kind of irritate it. It's irritating it a little bit, but it's cool because we hit our goal today. We got to 1,000 words. I'm really happy about that. I stopped at a place where I have a good spot to pick up from tomorrow. So I'm very hopeful that we'll hit tomorrow's goal as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and go upstairs, take a shower, get into bed, maybe find a romance book to read and just relax for the night. And it is 9:53. So I didn't do too awful today. It's only been like 2.5 hours or so. So I pretty much I stayed on task and was productive. Okay, it is the last day of this challenge. Right now it is, let me see, it is 6:23 p.m. This is as early as I could get myself in this afternoon writing session. But today is the last day. I think it has been such an interesting experience so far, but we still have one more writing session to get through. And I really wanted to read something from R.F. Kuang during this video. I cannot read all of Catabasis in this video, unfortunately. I'm not that fast of a reader, and I just got the book yesterday. So I was trying to figure out what else I could do. All her other books are longer series. Like, the only book I have read is Yellowface, and that's her shortest book. All the other stuff are too long for me to read in this video, so I was looking for something to read by her, and I happened to find that she has a couple of short stories, and I found a short story that she has in this anthology called The Book of Dragons. Here is the cover, if you can see that. Yeah, okay. So I saw this and I went ahead and downloaded it because it was on Kindle Unlimited. And I saw that she had a story in this, and the story is The Nine Curves River. So I'm going to try to read this story, and then I'll get to our writing session and we'll finish out this challenge. Okay, I just finished reading, what was it called again? The Nine Curves River. It's about these, I don't know how much to say, that would spoil it. It's a story about two sisters who are going into the city on the 4th day of Lunar New Year, and there is something big about to happen. But throughout the story, we're seeing this dynamic between the sisters and how one sister has always been praised for her beauty and her personality, her countenance, everything. And the other sister, obviously, in comparison to her younger sister, definitely feel some type of way about that. And it's just this slow building up, and just the craft of the story, just the revealing of the jealousy, and then sort of the strife between the sisters, but also the love there. And that like dynamic and how R.F. Kuang builds that up is just helpful for me to see in what I'm trying to do with some characters in my book. So this was actually a good read. And just like this story itself, you can definitely see that this was like early R.F. Kuang, and like how far she's like grown in her writing, because this story does feel very familiar. I could tell what was going to happen in the story from pretty much the second page or so. So it's a very familiar story, but R.F. Kuang did it well. You can definitely see the growth in her writing from reading this to reading one of her later works. So it just makes me excited again to like read R.F. Kuang's books, Catabasis and Babel especially. So yeah, that's the story. I'm finna go, I don't know if I'm going to write in here or outside today, maybe back outside, but I'm glad I got a chance to engage with some of R.F. Kuang's fiction in this video. I'm done. I am done. So I just finished. I hit 1,000 words for today, and that brings our total up to 3,258 words for the book, not including outlining. This is just like the actual book itself. We got to 3,258 words, and the outline is around like 50 words of just like all the outlining stuff and ideas and planning, all that kind of thing. But for the book itself, we're sitting at 3,258 words, and I feel like we've gotten a nice little bit of the way into the book. So we've started, and this was such an interesting experience. It's close to like what I usually do. I like to write in the evenings. I like to write listening to music. And the only thing that was really different in this experiment was using Scrivener. And again, I don't know if Scrivener is for me, but I do like the idea of just being able to move the chapters around, because that is one thing that I wish like I was able to do in Word or Google Doc. It's just moving chapters around easily. It's like easy to identify the chapters and like see the structure of the book, but like just moving an entire chapter, that would just be so great for me, especially with the kind of stories I write. I am interested in like vignettes, like I said, and I'm also interested in epistolary, so that usually requires a lot of moving around, like moving letters around, moving vignettes around, and for that, I think Scrivener is great. There's just like too much to learn. Also, I don't think I want to buy. I think I saw it when it was on the App Store. It was like $60 or something. I don't think I want to buy that. So I basically have Scrivener for about a month, and who knows how far I'll get, if I'll even make any more progress into this book. Hopefully I do, but who knows? Knowing me, I might just forget about this project's existence, and then the free trial will be up. But hopefully not. Hopefully I will continue persevering in this story and make headway. Yeah. But I really enjoyed this. Thanks, R.F. Kuang, for writing. Thanks for writing, R.F. Kuang. I will be continuing reading your books. So excited to read Catabasis. And that is it for this video. So thank you for watching, and please let me know whose writing routine I should try next in the comments. Thank you. See you later. Bye.